Welcome to a brand new episode of Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers, and once a week we try to do this, getting the Geek Squad together to discuss something that's out in the cinemas, on Netflix, whatever your preferred streaming channel is, and just discuss it in depth. By the way, we want you to get involved as well. So leave a comment, and I'll remind you again at the end about anything you want us to watch and then discuss, and we want you in the conversation as well. But for this week, it's probably the piece of content I've been most invested in. I have spent a long time anticipating this, wanting this, and it finally came out. Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I just need to throw in right now, usually I try to watch whatever we're reviewing the night before, so it's still fresh in my head. But because this is Justice League and I had to record a separate review for it, I did watch this maybe 4 days ago. So it might not be as fresh in my head as some of the other things. I don't know about everybody else in the conversation. We've got the Chief Jantan, we've got Hadis, we've got Levy, we've got Aaron, and we've got Zack, and of course, Calvin J, better known as Grumpy for a lot of... Yeah, it's true. Don't give me that look. You call yourself Grumpy, okay? You have a podcast called The Puppy and Grumpy Show, so don't give me that funny look.
It was a title bestowed onto me.
And now it's picked up traction. What can we say? And Zack is still eating, as he always is. I think you're trying to be dressed up as Aquaman or Wonder Woman. Can't...
Look, my other option was Superman, but then I realized I wanted to keep my mustache. And I realized you guys don't have the budget or the CGI capacity to take out my mustache. So
that is true. I've already recorded a full review. By the time this is airing, that will also be out. So I'm not going to give too many opinions here because I'm repeating myself. So I'm going to jump straight in. And I think the last person to watch it would be Hadis.
Oh my God.
You watched it last night. Am I correct in saying this?
Yes.
So what did you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Oh my God. It was long.
That's what she said, but correct, yes.
But also, it was a lot in slow motion. I was like, from part 1 to part 4, I was like, I'm gonna sleep. The slow motion is so much. But then from part 5 to part 6, I was like, okay, I need to refresh, like bring my game on. So this is getting interesting. But I think the part 1 to part 4, a lot of scenes were like, extended and added newly. Mm-hmm. The filters were a bit weird. I mean, the color for it to be dark, because I understand that they wanted to change the feel, but when I look at I think it's the Mira, the Aquaman's girlfriend, her face was blending with the background already. Like the color, it was, dude.
The color scheme was done. In fact, the 2017 Justice League was changed in terms of the color scheme. This one goes back to how it was originally supposed to be, and it matches Batman v Superman, directed by Zack Snyder, and Man of Steel, also directed by Zack Snyder. So I think he was trying to just keep it in line in that sense. But I know what you mean about Mira's face, and some of the graphics, most of the graphics are really good, but we have to remember a lot of it was done last year. And perhaps not as big a budget as they would want. So it's not quite as pristine as it could have been from the other movies as well. Man wearing the Batman shirt who's shaking in his chair for some strange reason.
No, he always does that with his leg.
He's just shaking his leg all the way. What did you think?
I first watched the 2017 version just to find out what the differences were, and then I started with the Zack Snyder's one. And I watched it 3 times in a row. That's how much I enjoyed it. Like, look, take away the graphics. I understand that, the budgets and stuff like that. Take away that weird IMAX cut, which is, it takes getting used to. But I completely understand why it was done. Take away all that. Look, this is the story we deserve, not the story that they it was so... Look, the thing
are you paraphrasing the end of The Dark Knight there?
Little bit lah. Okay. Listen, okay, I'm a huge Batman fan, right? And the 2000 Joss Whedon version made him to be a wimp. Basically, he didn't have a plan. He didn't have anything, and basically he was embarrassed with the fact that he was below level of most of the others, and he was embarrassed by it. He kept making jokes about it. Like, for instance, when they fought in the tunnels, it was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't bring a sword." Listen, this is Batman. He's in this movie. I was so happy with tears coming out of my eyes when they fought, and Batman held his own. Like he was part of the group, and he was doing things. And when he crashed that was so good. I just cried. Like it was. This was the movie that should have come out, and this is basically a very good example of TV executives need to give creatives their own line to tell their story instead of micromanaging everything. And basically this is how TV networks work. And in Malaysia it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I have a huge rant about it, but yeah, just all I'm saying is this is what should happen, instead of just everybody just thinking about money.
That's true. That is true. In fact, today, the person who's basically the head of content for Warner Brothers, I think her name is Anne Sackhoff, has said that there's going to be no more Zack Snyder. But they did say the same about the Snyder Cut. So we can hope, right? We can hope. Particularly,
Have faith.
Have faith, exactly as he says. The first one of this group to actually watch the movie was Aaron. And you loved it, right? Why?
Watching JL in 2017 was a bummer because I have a group of friends that's really into DC and we were anticipating so much, It's like one of the biggest things, like the Avengers and now like JL together, And when we saw the ending and the whole movie, we were just like, that's it. So a couple of my friends, which is I used to study in an international university, so there's a group of international students which we actually talked about this before the Snyder Cut was released. We were just hoping, and thankfully throughout the years DC fan has been pushing so hard, trying to get this cut out, and it's finally out. And when it was released, I just gotta watch it. When I had it, I just gotta watch it, and I never paused the entire movie. The 4 hours long, I never paused a single time. I just watched the whole way because it is so good to a point where you get to know what happened, like in Cyborg's life, in more Ezra Miller, the Flash life, like saving the girl and stuff like that. So I like it how they talk more about each individual heroes, whereby the 2017 version, everything is just so rushed. I feel they just want to end it like that. And of course, Darkseid. That is just so epic because you're able in the War of the Gods when it came the first time. In the first Justice League they didn't show, but when this Snyder Cut, when he came down with the hammer smashing down, and the anti-life equation was there. It feels really complete, and it really did justice. So a lot of DC fans, like for myself, I really love it. Especially, I really like the character development of Flash. I think he suits Ezra Miller suits being Flash. A bit of, he's funny at times. He's nerdy at times. He's quirky at times. So yeah. For me, he's kind of my favorite character in this Snyder's Cut.
It was definitely a different version to the Barry Allen I've known from the comics as well, and different to Grant Gustin's version. But Carvin, back me up here, because Aaron's saying the throwback to the old gods, and fact, they implied it was. I think they showed it a little bit that it was Steppenwolf that came.
Yes, and I think what Joss Whedon tried to do in the 2017 was that he didn't want to make it too complicated. He didn't want to have too many villains, and also I think he understood that after this, Warner Brothers not going to do anything else. So basically, he wanted to end it there and then. So it was Steppenwolf and nobody else.
Yeah.
Whereas Zack Snyder wanted the Sard, and there's Granny Goodness, which is the worst name for a superhero comic book character ever. And he wanted all that. He wanted the whole invasion story and everything to follow up. But look, up to a point, I understand what Joss Whedon did. I don't condone it, but I understand. But it was just the fact that, look, this movie actually gave everyone what it wanted. It was supposed to be a 2-part movie anyway. That's why it's 4 hours. And it gave everybody what it wanted. It gave the fans enough rope to kind of just pleasure themselves.
Yeah.
It gave the non-fans, the non-DC fans, enough information to understand the characters. It gave the motivations of each character very perfectly. I think even with the villain, with Joss Whedon's version, the villain was just, I want to invade. That's it. Like now he actually had a motivation to be there. He needed to invade 100,000 worlds for this thing, and this happened to be that world that he invades now. And also the fact that, look, the entire life equation comes into question. I mean, look, is it a perfect movie? No. It's not. There's some holes which we will get to later.
Yes.
But however, is it the
Fulfilling.
abomination that it was in 2017? Definitely not.
No, they are night and day, these two films. And I just want to, before I forget to mention it, because we've talked a few times about Darkseid, but also Steppenwolf's character design looks so much better.
Oh yes.
Disagree.
Huh?
Look.
Okay.
If you guys check the chat group in the
Yeah, I was going to ask about that Japanese snow monkey. I'm a bit
he
concerned. about
looks
opening-
like a Japanese snow monkey.
But actually, they make him look uglier, which is more nice.
Uglier. It's uglier. It's more badass, I feel.
Yeah,
In
but
this
also
is the,
his suit was like sharp and pointy, and it's like, it gives a more edge to his evilness.
It's supposed to be a bio armor, which he can control with this thing, which is very. I mean, up to a point, it's loyal to the comics.
Loyal to
because
comics,
He did have that bio armor thing. It wasn't sharp and furry, but but it was. I mean, I felt like it didn't. Okay, if Snyder would have kept the same armor as he did in Joss Whedon's movie, it wouldn't have made a difference. To be fair, the movie itself, I think we're looking at small things like that Japanese snow monkey thing as but it doesn't make a difference. If you didn't see the armor that he had before, you look at this and you go like, that's okay.
I just
Zack-
felt like this is the only thing that Whedon had. Okay, that Steppenwolf kind of looked more menacing, more of a villain figure in his 2017 version as opposed to Zack Snyder's Snow Monkey.
But he looked more like a warrior in Zack Snyder's version.
He did. But then the whole, I don't know.
He's not supposed to be the big bad either. He's not supposed to be. Whedon made him the big bad in his version, but it was always Darkseid. Steppenwolf is just a lackey. He has to
was
report
trying
to the
to
sun.
redeem himself.
Yeah, nothing else. He was a warrior and he could fight until he faced Superman right at the end. Yeah, but I saw Levy put her hand up when you wanted to interrupt there, Zach. So what were you going to say, Levy?
I was going to agree with Papi about Steppenwolf's attire.
Do you remember what he looked like in 2017 though?
Yeah. He had like a more human figure.
Yeah, but do you think he looks better in this one or
The previous one.
yeah, you think he looks better in the previous one?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the Chief Jantan?
Yeah, going to Steppenwolf's design, I prefer the new one. But the new villain, I mean, for him, the new one thing I had about the movie was, you remember the last one where he said, "Oh, now I fear." That's why the guys could attack him. That was just horrible. Remember that one?
Yes,
Jesse,
at least try to
Jesse,
forget.
yeah.
We're trying to forget.
Yeah. At least this one he's good. Like, I mean, he's like, there's no like such a cheesy kind of way where he dies. This one was cool. With them flinging him and then Wonder Woman coming in to chop off his head.
Yeah, was that all necessary?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was,
Yes.
Zach. Yes, it
Yeah,
completely
man.
was. Shut up,
And that was so much better. And people complaining about this being such a long movie. Come on, guys. If you think about it, Endgame was supposed to be 4 hours long or more than that. If you put it together, right? And they broke it into 2. So I think it's the same thing, right?
I need to get
But-
Zach's take.
Like, Endgame is a
Okay.
different movie. This is the same movie, but extended version and
Endgame is the
different
same,
filter. I'm like,
extended to 2.
what?
To be fair, Zack Snyder's Justice League was supposed to originally be a two-parter. He's now announced that he's actually was planning to make it 2 further sequels, and I can get into that later on. But I think he was forced in a position where he had to release a 4-hour movie if he wanted to achieve his vision to the capacity that he could. But Zach, what about your assessment of the movie? Because about an hour in, you messaged me and you're like, "Oh, there's so many slow motion scenes, bro."
I think they should not call it the Snyder's cut. They should call it the Snyder's uncut because he did not cut any bit of footage whatsoever. He just thoroughly. He's like, this is my shit. This is what you're gonna get. And in true Snyder fashion, yes. I love his slow motion. I know it accentuates the scene. I know it kind of like brings more dramatic feel. But brother, the movie could have been at least an hour shorter if you cut out all the slow motion scenes.
True.
You know?
Yes,
Oh,
but
no.
it wouldn't have made the superheroes more badass. Like for
What do you
instance,
mean?
okay, Okay.
Wait. First of all, all right, okay. I felt that in this Snyder Cut's Batman felt very human. You know, he wasn't as badass as he was in Batman versus Superman. If you saw the fighting scenes, the cutscene, especially in the warehouse, he was more of a badass in there than he was in this one when he was fighting the parademons, and he was like just taking the gun and then slowly shooting it to the wall, and then I'll swing and hit you. You know, it should have been a faster pop, right? But no, Snyder Cut. Everything has to be like, ugh.
No, okay, I get it. I understand. But okay, let's take for instance Wonder Woman's first appearance in the movie, right? You compare that with Joss Whedon's Frankenstein of a movie. It just made her look more badass with all those scenes. Even the entrance and the yes, it was slow
Where
motion.
she
I get it.
smashed the door.
Yeah, she smashed the door and immediately, everything was slow motion. It just accentuated the situation that they were in. And okay, look, Batman, you compared to Joss Whedon's this thing. Yeah, I get it. It's so much better. Batman was not a wimp. It was not it was not there for quota sake. You understand what I'm saying? Which is what Joss Whedon did. Yes, the BVS warehouse scene was the best fight scene ever in a Batman movie. I get it. It was exactly copy and paste from an Arkham game. It was that. I felt like I was holding a controller and using all the tools, because none of the other Batmans used his tools while fighting. They always use martial arts, right? Which is fair.
Stiff martial arts.
This one, I felt Batman was a functioning member of the League, which is basically he was in charge of controlling the parademons, because for a fact he cannot fight Steppenwolf,
because he ain't got no superpowers.
He's rich.
I'm rich.
Yeah, he's rich. I'm rich.
That one I don't understand why he didn't take out. Huh? I really don't.
The thing about Batman is the warehouse scene is fighting humans. This one is parademons, so it's different altogether.
Yeah,
but just one thing, like in BVS, it was about him not trusting anybody. He didn't trust Superman. He's like, what was the line? If there's one chance, or just 1%, we have to stop him. And
Mom Spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti. This movie is about him redeeming himself for not trusting Superman and suddenly having to get I guess you could call them metahumans all together, like Wonder Woman, like Flash and Cyborg, Superman.
But I get that. But you could have still held when you were fighting the whatever you were doing, you could have still been a little bit more badass.
Well, he was badass at the end when he went in and he's the one that took down the tower. He's the one that took the turret. He's the one that took down a lot of the parademons by himself up there.
Yeah. No. But I'm talking about his personal action scenes, right? I felt they were too dragged out. And also, I don't know why he put this scene in, but I thought it could have been a little bit done better. But I think they humanized the Justice Leagues when they were all climbing upstairs.
Oh yeah,
at a slow pace. It's like, what was that scene for?
No, they didn't want to leave Batman lah. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to work together, but then everybody fly,
But actually, when they killed the Steppenwolf and they were coming out of the tunnel, he was the last to get out. Like everyone was helping him. Come out.
There's a meme.
The last one.
There's a meme.
Out.
There's also a meme about this from Justice League, the animated series, where they're all in the plane, and you've got Superman there, Wonder Woman. They're like, you're the boss when you can fly, but you still ride the plane, and you see just Batman in the front. And it's true. It's completely true because he is the boss. So you follow what the boss says. I mean, when it comes, did you like Batman in this, Addis? You must have seen the other Batman movies, so you did like Batman.
Yeah.
Do you want more Ben Affleck as Batman?
Yeah, I just said that to Levi. I said I think I prefer Ben Affleck as Batman when I see his DC as a Batman vibe. I will see Ben Affleck. Yeah.
True.
I think Ben Affleck is a great Bruce Wayne. I think as a Batman, I think anyone could have played that role. It's never about the who's playing that role. It's about who wrote that character. I think it's more important. Like for instance, when we had the Jokers that we had, It was. I mean, I understand that Heath Ledger did a great performance of Joker in The Dark Knight, but however, it was written in that way. He was written to that character. So I think that I don't care who plays Batman. I care about people who write Batman. We see this very importantly in this movie. The fact that when Joss Whedon did it, Batman just everybody was like, no lah, cannot. But the same person playing Batman in a Zack Snyder movie is completely different.
One thing I find strange, I just realized this. Apart from me mentioning how Zack is dressed, no one has actually said Aquaman.
Oh,
What about?
We did.
We did.
But we haven't talked about him in depth at all. We've talked about everybody else.
Ah.
Oh, because least favorite character.
Really?
What?
He
No,
was
I
your
think-
least favorite?
Yes, he is my least favorite character.
I think they didn't develop him in this one as much as they did with the rest, but then he already has his movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
As
does
he
Wonder
has,
Woman.
yeah, also he has some like cheesy lines, like suddenly they're fighting halfway and then he comes in, all right.
My man.
My man.
No, it's a man.
No, but okay, you have to understand that basically he's a surfer dude, right?
Yeah.
And also the fact that I think, look, he may be the least liked character, but it's not necessarily like, therefore not liked. I think with Aquaman, it didn't change as much as the fact that his motivations changed a little bit, because in Joss Whedon's basically was, I don't want to fight with you, and then one thing happens and then he's suddenly, in the
I
fight.
fight with you.
Yeah, now this one gave him a little bit more like, okay, I still don't want to fight. But then when the thing happens, even the ship sinking scene, the one where he helps the guy, it was nothing to do with the fight itself. It was just the fact that he helped him, and then he realized that, look, I have a responsibility, and it was building inside, that, okay, I need to do something now, rather than, I don't want to fight, okay lah, I'll fight lah.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder could have cut that sinking ship scene out, but no, he's like, no, this is my cut. So
No, that scene, especially they changed the music when he was going into the water. They changed the music from Ikitam to, There Was a King.
yeah, but that's mostly for the ladies. That was the
Dude, I was moist, Shut
oh
up.
yo, Kavin.
I know Zach keeps saying like he should have cut it. He should cut it. The thing is, with if you're going to compare to Avengers, Endgame and Infinity War, they were split into two. Whereas Zack Snyder knew that this could be potentially it. Like he's going to have no more opportunities to be involved in DC. And as it stands, that is the case. So he had no choice but to throw everything but the kitchen sink into this movie. You get what I mean, Zach?
Yeah, I get it. No. I'm not taking. I'm just poking fun at the whole Snyder cut thing. But at the end of the day, did I enjoy Justice League more than the 2017? Yes. I know why it was done. I give mad props to Zack Snyder for releasing it, and everybody, it shows the power of the fans.
The fans.
By the end of the day, it's
Yeah, okay, fair enough. We spoke about movies and Aquaman having his own movie. Wonder Woman has also had her own movies too. Although when this was originally supposed to be released at the time, I don't think the first one had even come out yet. Might not have even come out, or was about to come out. I can't remember.
No, I think the
It hadn't
first
come
one was
out.
out.
No.
The
The first one was out, and then 84, of
1984
course,
was
yeah.
it.
Carvin, you would be interested in seeing a follow-up to this, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I would like to see the next two movies that Snyder wanted to make, and I think I really want to see the Bat Flag movie now, especially. I did want to see it before, but now I really want to see it, because now it sets up a whole different a ball game to the story. But look, I am skeptical that it will happen. But TV networks and Warner Brothers and production companies, they're all about the money. At the end of the day, if enough pressure put onto them and basically enough promise of money thrown onto them, they will change immediately. They will go like, yeah, do.
It's true.
But
yeah.
No, because I was just watching some IGN stuff, and they said if the movie does not come to light, Zack Snyder is actually teaming up with Jim
To
Lee.
do a comic. Yeah.
To do the comic version.
Correct.
Finish the comic.
Yeah, to do it in a comic book form. But yeah, I think it's about time. We've been going for like an hour, so I need some ratings. Ladies and gentlemen, who is the youngest here. Who is the most critical? It's Levy, of course. LeVar Burton. Come on, how many stars, how many Adam's apples are you giving this Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Oh my god.
Is it compared to the 2017 or overall?
Up to
Overall.
you. Overall.
Overall.
We're trying to forget the 2017 version now, to be honest.
I'll give it a 6 over 10.
Ooh. Aaron looks upset, so I'm going to go to him next.
8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
Nice.
Okay, I didn't hear the 8. I just heard
Yeah,
the 5.
Yeah. Just had the
I
0.5.
was just going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah. 8.5. I'm going to stand on that as well. 8.5 for me. Calvin J. Grumpy.
I think it just for the Batman rejuvenance of this thing, I think I'm going to give it a 9.
Ooh, a 9. We like
Just
it.
because Batman looks so that scene where he crashed the Batmobile into the parademons, for me tears came out of my eyes. You understand? My daughter was seeing me cry like, "Whoa, what is wrong with you, Dad? What is wrong with you?" I'm like, look, Batman's actually Batman.
By the way, you said you watched it 3 times in a row and you watched the 2017 version. Did you make any time for your daughter? Because that's 14 hours in total.
Nah, screw them lah. No, but I watch it at night. When they go to sleep, I watch.
Okay.
So
Like Batman.
It's okay. Yeah. And the whole time, I remember the whole time Batman fighting scenes, the whole time I just keep shouting to myself, Batman! Batman!
Come on, Batman!
I don't know why. I don't know why. It's so nice to see Batman actually do some fighting rather than, just going to kill himself in a Batmobile with the bloody siren blazing.
True. I can I don't know why I can imagine you then replaying the Arkham video game series.
Oh no, I downloaded it and I'm playing now.
I thought
I
so.
am actually doing that Arkham Knight.
Inspired to do it.
Yes.
Hadis the Goddess, what about you?
I'll give it an 8.
Ooh, nice. 8.5 lower than Aaron than myself, a full score lower than Carvin, and 2 above Levy. What about the Chief Jantan?
8.5 for me. I'm with you guys.
All right. 3 of us going for the 8.5. Puppy Zack.
Oof.
Boom point pave.
Huh?
7.5.
Oh, I heard a boom
What?
0.5.
Tipping point pave.
7.5. What accent is that, by the way?
Japanese
Korean.
mind.
Korean.
Japanese monkey.
Japanese mind games, Korean. Okay, 7.5. See, Evie, you're so critical. Just too critical.
Hey.
If memory serves me right, this movie was generally agreed upon by everyone to watch. But the next one, I think, falls on the lap of Mr. Carvin J.
Yes, I remember saying it last week as well. I think it's Velvet Buzzsaw.
That's it, Velvet Buzzsaw. Where is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
It is on Netflix. Yes.
It is on Netflix. Okay, so easy for us all to watch. The ratings have been done. Thank you to everybody for joining in the conversation. And like I said at the start, we want your recommendations of what to watch. Please don't say Bridgerton. Please. Okay. Never the Duke of Hastings. And all that. Leave a comment below, and then when you recommend it, we'll watch it, and then we want you to jump into the conversation with us as well to tell us about why you recommended it. Even if it's bad and you want us to suffer through it, that can be also a form of justification, like Bridgerton was, which is a punishment to humanity itself. Sorry, Levy.
It's okay.
You should.
Justice League was a punishment for me too.
That's true. Ours were shorter than yours, though.
That's the tea.
By the way, if you ever want to punish Carvin, just make him watch Bridgerton.
No. I stomach pain on the day.
You can watch it on your phone while on the toilet, so it's fine.
Yeah. Not my toilet got no signal.
Okay.
Can I come out?
Understood. All right. We're going to sign out for now. Adam on Geektopia, along the rest of the Geek Squad. See you next week.